knowing what exactly eLevate was doing every single round.
And again, in the first S&D, there was 2 separate rounds where eLevate get the man advantage, and they're not able to convert, and I believe they lost 6-4 by 2 rounds. Well, this time we saw Happy. He was able to get the 1v2 clutch in a situation where the bomb got down, and they were both able to escape with their lives. Both players on eLevate, that is. So Happy going clutch. The one round that eLevate was not able to convert, they end up going to round 11 and losing by that 1 round. So eLevate right now is 1 map away from moving on in the championship bracket, which of course means eLevate is going to be facing elimination. They won the first hard point. The question is, can they do it again? Happy, though, immediately going to be attacking Nagafen. Once again, the MR6 ban, and the Semtex gets dished out by Nagafen. I have to imagine the frag is going to be the next thing to follow. That's the case. So clearly these guys have the game plan where they just don't want to deal with these explosives. But we're going to see, very close first hard point, 22-point differential. It's going to be a good series.
Hoping that we'll see another close game. Could we see Game 7 is obviously the main topic of discussion currently. But obviously we are in the ban/protect phase. We have seen, Lethals constantly being banned out of the side of the eLevate squadron. Kinetic armor going to be taken out there from, I believe that was Cinder. And also the Shiva being out of place there from Facento. Smoke screens being out as well. So a lot of the technicals, the Lethals not really going to be into play, as we're also going to see high caliber being shut down. So not a whole lot of focus on the weapons just besides the Shiva. So we got a lot of things in play there as well. And, a lot of the options are going to be open for the specialists. So this could be a very, very important game, very, very clutch game, and honestly, one of the last opportunities that we could see eLevate be fighting for in this tournament.
Sure, and I got to ask, Landon, you are a very well-studied man, well-versed in the Call of Duty world. You have more notes than I've ever seen taken prior to an event. It's actually insane. You guys should look at that. You should, post that on Twitter after the event.
I can do that.
Just the work you've put together. It's pretty cool what he's been able to pull off. But I want to talk about it. Facento went for that Shiva ban. Is that some sort of insider knowledge of something that DT has done before on this map, on Fringe, or is it just looking back at past series and been like, hey, the Shiva, when it gets used, can be an absolute game changer. We just don't even want to potentially have to deal with that, so let's just take it out.
According to my notes, and this is actually in my notes, I'm looking at it right now, Facento, or at least eLevate in general, doesn't normally use the Shiva, so I'm not sure if this is just them either getting rid of it just normally, we don't use it, might as well just get rid of it. You don't really want to face off against Cinder, even Chino kind of rocking those ARs at times. Or it could just be the fact that, like you said, we did see a couple Shiva plays coming out in past series, maybe even in this one could come out. So it might just be a number of different things, but in general, I just honestly think it's the fact that eLevate doesn't really want to rock with it. It's not something they normally go with. So, I mean, typically it's just not something that they're particularly, used to.
Well, in that case, that basically comes down to we don't know. Again, that's one very specific ban, though, that we might not have that insider knowledge on. But who knows what's at play. We've even seen eLevate throw away 2 or 3 different bans so far in this series. So no telling what that one very particular thing was about. And, of course, you guys saw the specialist draft. Nothing too insane coming out of there. We still haven't seen Rejack. I've seen that a few times in the open bracket. But the CWL teams have yet to put that to use, which makes sense because as soon as you go under the smoke, pro players are going to kill you very quickly as soon as you even attempt to respawn. But just throwing out all of these potential crazy ideas. But again, guys, eLevate, their backs are against the wall. They are 1 map away from getting eliminated. I mean, again, these guys flew in on Thursday. This is the first match. I mean, they got 7 maps to work with, right? They have all the time in the world. It's a best of 7, very long series. But backs against the wall, we're going to see how resilient these guys are in Black Ops 3.
I believe, actually, speaking of only one, really, this could be their last series just in general, is the fact that whenever, I believe, coming into this event, Remy was talking about, I think he said on Twitter, I have 11 hours in layovers to get to this event. I think he's from North or South Dakota. I really have no idea where he's from.
North Dakota, actually. Yeah, North Dakota? Terrifying.
Why is it terrifying?
Okay, fun fact. North Dakota, if they were to secede from the United States, they would have the 3rd largest stockpile of nuclear warheads in the world. Fun fact. Also, another fun fact, Aqua's real name is Ulysses.
I knew that.
There's so much gangster stuff going on with his eLevate team. It's insane. They got a dude from North Dakota. They got a dude named Ulysses. How are you going to compete with his team? I mean, obviously, DT has figured something out, right? They're up in this series. They clearly know how to handle the coolness of this eLevate squad. But eLevate has a lot of things working for them. We're going to see if they can utilize this information, of course, into this match. But it looks like the hard point is getting fired up. Fringe, again, do you want to even bother to give a prediction? Because it seems like every single time we do, we get it wrong. Even last time, I think you were talking about how eLevate had the edge in S&D, and then they lost again.
I'm just gonna say DT win. No analysis coming into it. I think DT's a better hardpoint team. They didn't win the first hardpoint. I think they're confident this could be the last game of the series. We are currently in game number 6. I think they're going to do it here and now. Obviously, the time is late. This could be the last game of the entire series of day number 2. Actually, it's almost really game number 3. I mean, day 3, really, just in general. I mean, what is it past? Is it past midnight yet? I don't know.
West Coast kids, though, don't even care about what you're saying. And if there's any Europeans watching right now, they're pretty much crying because it's like 6 in the morning, or maybe they're waking up. Who knows? Either way, though, the most unique thing about the gun so far is, well, we have one CUDA instead of the BMP that we have generally been seeing. And it looks like Remy is going to be able to pick up 1 kill before he gets traded. eLevate, though, in that early control, but you can see 3 down in favor of DT, starting to get some points on the board. Happy is watching a flank that no players are pushing at the moment. So eLevate going to be pushing this straight up. Chino going to be able to get another pick. Nice start for him at 4-3.
Indeed he is, and obviously this is a lot of scrappy seconds. So keep in mind those rotations over to Scrapyard going to be very, very important, as it will be DT trying to fight for a little bit of control off the break. Pretty even spread of seconds up to this point. As Chino trying to drop 1, drops the second there as well. Our in hand, can he find the third? He does. Massive 3-piece coming out of Chino as he's going to start 7-3, be on that rotation as well, but that one's going to be cut down just a little bit too quickly as Nagavin shuts him down with the nice L-card shots.
Yeah, and honestly, Chino going big, at least early on, is going to be absolutely huge for DT, because if you recall the first hard point that they lost, Chino was like double -1 point and didn't have any time at the hill, so they're expecting and relying on Chino to be able to slay, and if he's able to provide, I expect DT to kind of return to the form, their top form of what they can do in hard point. Of course, right now, you see there's going to be 3 players inside of the hill for DT. They're going to get cleared out. Remy's going to have to win the battle inside the hill. Picks up the kill on center. Gonna reload. Has 2 more players coming in over top. And DT able to flood the hill coming in over top. But still, all of this contest time coming in. I think that's probably some of the most contest time we've seen so far in a hard point. But it looks like finally eLevate able to come out on top. And, well, they're going to be able to get these final 20 seconds because it's way more important to get the spawns for Grandma's.
Yeah, very, like I said, very important to get those rotations coming into Grandma's house in a very, very short time. Obviously, is you normally see players rotate around 20, even maybe 25, 30 seconds at a time. So you got to keep those in mind. It's pretty even score spread off the break here. As you're going to see Remy, he's going to have the SMG off the break. Normally, you're going to see an AR kind of hang back and try to hold down maybe a little bit of an anchor spawn type thing. But by the way, it's not going to happen. Nagavin looking through. Tim is able to drop 1, ends up falling from behind. So great plays coming in from Dream Team. eLevate, though, would mean a little bit of control. Some plays going through back silos. It's not really going to add up too much in general, as it's been kind of scrappy hill after scrappy hill, but when it comes to just regularly, as eLevate gets 2 down and remain in control, it just seems to kind of be going back and forth. And like I said, Grandma's house is kind of the differential when it comes to these first 3 hills.
Yeah, and honestly, I think DT made a mistake there. They kept pushing that junkyard hill when they could have gone for the rotation around Grandma's. They did get the scrap time on junk, and they were able to make it at least scrappy for the fight for the control of Grandma's hill, but eventually it took 20 seconds, but eLevate was able to come out on top, and you see that reflects in the score. They've been able to blow this game open, at least just for the moment, taking a 40-point lead, and we're only 3 hills in. So DT, they had an opportunity to potentially, not necessarily lock it down for a full 60, but get complete control of the Grandma's hill, and they gave that up for 10 seconds. And of course, now Aqua, who is in the hill, he's going to have the lightning strike in his back pocket, and he's probably going to use that on the wide open hill, of course, after trains.
Absolutely, and obviously the rich could possibly be getting richer, as Chino obviously going to pull out the HDXD card. Doesn't do a whole lot of work, as he's able to drop it at least just 1 player, but kills going down constantly, and it will be DT just trying to hold on to any possible seconds that they can, trying to bring their way back into this one, as the spawns are actually going to flip. Diabolic realizes this, as he's going to have a couple players possibly forcing their way through. Tool, can he find 1? He does. Can he find the second, though, is the question. He's not going to be able to do so. Happy on the other side. We see a Scythe coming into play. This is the perfect opportunity to use it. Long lines of sight is what is going to be preferred, and it looks like Chino ends up dropping. So in some cases, I mean, you got to use it in the play. The specialists have not really been used for DT that well. I mean, throughout the entire series that we've been able to watch, it seems like time after time, they use them in good situations, but it just doesn't seem to add up too much really after that.
Well, you can actually hear Facento was for a moment still going with that scythe. He's able to pick up another one, but now Aqua going to be able to get that kill as well. Chino, sorry, man, it takes 2 punches now, and again, Aqua has that lightning strike. It's going to this wide open hill, of course. At the moment, he's going to be inside, but I assume on the respawn, he's going to pull up and just bomb the hill, because you see DT, at least for a second, was in control, but hey, no need to bomb it out when everybody on your team is picking up kills. Facento and Remy both showing up in the kill feed. And of course, Remy racking up the hill time as well. But quite a bit of outslaying performance we're seeing from eLevate. You see Aqua is +7, Remy +2, and Facento +3. And that reflects in the score, of course, with a 50-point lead in favor of eLevate.
It absolutely does. And you see Aqua currently sitting instead of bricks off the start. He does have those score streaks, like you said, whenever he needs to use it. as it is going to be an opposition currently inside the hill. Can he find this player inside of bricks? He does. Nice play there out of Aqua. He's just kind of remaining in control, and honestly, he's not really been able to kind of regen some health, and Diabolic says, you know what, I'll just wipe you off the map, and you can kind of be on that rotation and regain your health that way, as it will be DT slowly but surely bringing their way back into this game. And as they've really held a lot of time over inside the middle in that first side of rotations, we saw a lot of scrappy time, but it seems that DT off the break has realized such things, and they've done a great job of slaying and have made their way slowly but surely, like I said, back into this game.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised. Aqua just now uses Lightning Strike, and it looks like he's not able to get a single kill with it. And as you said, DT was able to get quite a bit of time on that, completely wide open in the middle of the map hill. And not only did DT get all that time, and it was a waste of a score streak, they're able to lock down Junkyard early on, and they're looking, in complete control to get back into this game. Easily, now down by just 10 seconds, of course. eLevate all going to be pushing in over here through Dub. Center was able to pick up 2. Remy is going to be able to trade that kill. Goes inside, picks up the second one as well. So nice plays by eLevate to come in for the break. Still, though, DT did a very nice job to close up this lead. Just a 10-second differential between these two teams.
Oh my goodness, Remy just kind of foiled the entire plans from DT. They didn't really mind backing up a little bit, as they do have those sponsor grandmas, but Remy kind of ended that plan in general. So he's gone on a massive streak, but just like that, and Happy says, I'm going to go and end that one for you right there. Those rotations getting ready to come in. Aqua gonna need to find these early kills. I believe that might have been active camo when used for Happy, as he's able to drop one. Can he find the second? He does. So big kills going in from DT, as they are down currently as that dart comes into play, but they're slowly bringing it back, and these players are going to be spawning out through middle, as I believe that one ends up being foiled, but he ends up finding a kill in the end with it. So great plays coming out of Dream Team. Those spawns in the back going to be very important. His Happy kind of left all by himself as his teammates do drop. Can he hold on to it, though, is the question, as this one is within 5 points.
Well, eLevate's really going to need a break. You see, though, Chino was able to pick up 2 more streaks coming in. Diabolics gets an HC car kill. Now Happy's going for another one. He's actually going to get traded. Aqua doing a very nice job to single-handedly break the hill. And then after he gets up 2, Nagafen and Remy both pick up a kill themselves, so they get a clean 4 down. But still, though, DT again able to close in on that lead. But eLevate trying to hold this final 20 seconds, You see 2 players from DT spawn all the way over by trains. There's going to be 2 players trying to push in the front. Aqua's going to be by himself inside the hill. Going to lose that gunfight, so the scrap time going to be going in favor of DT. Well, unless, of course, they challenge the hill with just a few seconds left. That is going to be the case. So, hey, it looks like eLevate very passionate about the scrap time. Of course, they spawn over by Silo, so I guess they have nothing better to do at the moment. But 15 points between these two teams. You see Remy going to be going on this full flank to try and break the hill. Of course, DT right now in control is going to have 1 kill right in front of him. Easy peasy is that one, but he is by himself inside the hill. He's going to be able to pick up a second one as well. Remy playing very nice. Bit of a waste right there of that heat wave. He is by himself. Nagafen, though, going to be flanking in from the other side, and eLevate successfully able to break through.
They are indeed. Nagafen currently holding down some time inside of the hill. Going to spot one player up top. Peaches, can he find the kill? Not going to happen just yet. Can he find the second, though? And his teammate's going to go and do that one for him just there. So lead kind of going back and forth between both of these teams. As it seems that eLevate just has this slight advantage in rotations. We were kind of curious, though, when it came to that last kill. They weren't really on those rotations too much. We were kind of curious exactly why they were kind of contesting those last seconds, but it's obviously worked out in their favor. Aqua, when he came through Tool, was able to get a nice flank inside of there and was able to pitch out the hill. So rotations getting ready to come into play here as well, as it currently is 184 to 159 in favor of eLevate, as they want to force the game 7. Will it commence? Can DT put this one to bed now? That's the question to be asking. Currently, is Chino going to sit up in top barn? Perfect line of sight, and he's going to be basically paving the way for his roster, trying to shut these players down with the side.
Well, he was able to pick up 2. I think he tagged up his teammate just a tiny bit there, and he is going to get dropped. You got to remember, though, DT last time around were able to get complete control of this hill. This time, eLevate playing much more aggressive on it. They're going to have control for the moment. You see even Remy there pushing out with that E-Wave, and Aqua filling in behind him, trying to call in those streaks on the hill. That way you can still be a factor, even when you're racking up the time. And eLevate doing a decent job running up the score, up by 40 points now. And again, eLevate, their backs are against the wall. They need this win to force the game 7. DT, though, trying to fight from behind. They don't want to see another S&D, but of course, though, they are rotating over, trying to prepare for this Junkyard hill. You see Happy's over here watching the full flank. Aqua, though, wins that gunfight, but either way, DT gonna get the scrap, but they're gonna lose the gunfights, and you see the good spawns early on for this Junkyard hill are gonna be in favor of eLevate.
Absolutely, they are, and obviously want to have that rotation over to Grandma's going to be very important to kind of keep in the back of your minds, and that's going to be nice. 2Bs coming in from Happy. Center also trying to do some work inside of the hill there as well. It will be eLevate who reach 200 points first. We'll see if D can kind of respond. They've burned it back countless times. Can they do it here yet again? Like you said, close this one out. Now they're shut down. That's going to be a big play there from DT. And now they're going to take full control over this hill. They obviously want to have that rotation to one player inside the middle to make sure that can possibly commence. And now the Annihilator out through back. Allen, can he find the kill? And he does. Great one-hit kill there from Sender. As this looks like comeback has come into play. The last couple of seconds could possibly go over to DT. And I say the last couple of seconds, where there's 20 seconds left. eLevate have already made that rotation, realizing we got to leave this hill. This is big time that we're giving away. And Sender doing yet again some more work with that Annihilator.
Yeah, that might have been a very costly mistake. eLevate had the good barn spawns for that hill, but they were playing very slow, trying to keep them. Meanwhile, DT was actually in the hill, and they were able to win pretty much every gunfight necessary. So DT with their first lead of the game, and a decent one at that. But of course, Grandma's Hill is always going to be the deciding factor. Remy's got a gunfight inside the hill. Happy again coming in, able to win that. They have a 14-point lead, 20 seconds away from ending this on and closing down the series. eLevate needs to break, and they need to do it now.
This is the time. This could be the last 30 seconds, technically, of their tournament lives. Comes down to this moment right here and right now. Can they swarm the hill? It not looking to be likely, as Diabolic and Chino doing some work. Happy inside of the hill. The active camo and use from Aqua, and that's going to be a big play. Now only 20 seconds down, and the kills are being responded. The HDXD card in the back pocket of Diabolic. Now these are some big kills. Heatwave in use. Can he find the kill? And he does. Big play there out of Diabolic, and that's going to be 10 seconds left. Can eLevate bring it back? Only, like I said, 10 seconds remaining for the side of DT. Some big kills going down. Aqua Ball, Cinder finding kills left and right. And then RK5 in the back pocket. This could finally do it. eLevate, last chance to possibly push this one through. Couple seconds remaining, and that's going to do it. DT so hype in the booth. It's late here, but we don't care. Came down to game 6. The lights have basically been turned off, but either way, the light still shines on Dream Team as they're able to walk away with the victory. And when it came down to hardpoint, they were just overall the more dominant team.
Oh, that was a very costly junkyard hill for eLevate. Again, they had the spawns. DT, it just seemed like they won every single gunfight inside of the hill. And not only that, they were still winning the gunfights when they were trying to go towards back grandmas to get the spawns. They were in control the entire time. You did see eLevate was doing everything they possibly could to flood in, and they were able to break successfully a few times. But then Sender comes in, picks up a 3-piece at the very end, and he just completely destroyed it at the end, closing it out. But very nice performance all the way around. I think Happy dropped something like some odd 38 kills. Sender was up there as well. And again, Chino struggled a little bit in the first hard point. That was costly for them. Completely turned around the second one. Had a very nice start. And then as a whole, Chino finished off with a very nice game as well. So collectively for DT, able to shut that one down and win the series in total 4-2.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic series to kind of send us down. I believe my voice has almost been lost. I appreciate everyone who has stuck around as that kind of concludes day number 2 here at UMG South Carolina. We want to thank everyone for obviously tuning in on stream. Give a massive shout out to our sponsors as well. You know, Scuff, G Fuel, Jerky XP, everyone, BenQ as well, you know, for kind of sponsoring the event, you know, just in general, as well as Astro. I was getting to it. I promise I have the sheet down written here, but I believe we don't have any analysis for this game, so it looks like Brycey, you know, Courage and Revan have dipped out on us pretty early here, Chance.
Well, we know for a fact that Courage, his ego is kind of, you know, ballooned just a tiny bit. That's something Brycey has been harping on pretty much the entire time. So they're just going to leave us here by ourselves, but that's okay. We had an exciting series to kind of close the night on. A disappointing finish for eLevate, you know, getting eliminated early on. But DT looking pretty good. Again, the online struggles, they're looking to prove themselves now on land. But we covered the sponsors. We covered the final game. No analysis desk. That's going to be all for us on day 2. Thanks for tuning in at UMG South Carolina.